So hello guys, welcome to Trade Disciple channel. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of trendline trading. If you are new here, trendline trading is an incredibly powerful tool for traders looking to navigate the financial market with precision. In this video, we are going to uncover the deepest secrets that can help you master this technique and make more informed trading decisions. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced trader, stick around because you won't want to miss this valuable insight. Now let's get started. Let's dive right in. So first, we are going to be talking about a lot of things today. So first, we're talking about how to draw a valid trend line. Second, we're going to talk about how to know when a trend line is valid or when it has become invalid. Thirdly, we are going to be talking about support and resistance and how to use them to your advantage in drawing out your trend line. Then fourthly, we are going to talk about understanding trends and how to know when a trend is starting or when it's going to finish or when it's about to finish. Then I'm also going to give you guys a quick trading strategy, how to use Trendline as a trading strategy. I'm going to also discuss that in this video. So now let's start from the beginning, understanding Trendline and how to draw a valid Trendline. So for you to draw a Trendline, number one, you must have what? This is the step one here. You must have what? An obvious what? An obvious peak or trough. You must have what? Step one, identify obvious peak and trough. You must have what? A peak and what? A trough. The step two is you connecting a minimum of two peaks. Then step 2B is connecting a minimum of two troughs. Then step 3 is what we call relevancy test. So I'm going to be discussing all that. So now in trend line trade system, we have what we call the outer trend lines and we have what we call the inner trend lines. The outer trend lines and what we call the inner trend lines. What are outer trend lines? Outer trend lines are trend lines. Outer trend lines are usually the main trend lines drawn from much significant peak or trough, and they are quite obvious in a larger time frame like the 1 hour fall and the upward. That means outer trend lines are trend lines drawn from the higher time frame, let's say from the 1 hour, from the 4 hour, from the daily, the weekly. You understand what I'm trying to say? A trend line drawn from obvious peak and trough. Then inner trend lines are trend lines drawn within and inside the outer trend line, and generally when you switch to the lower time frame, that's when you'll be able to notice them. These are inner trend lines. Inner trend lines are what are drawn inside inside the outer trend lines. I know this might be confusing for you for right now, but just stick to the end of the video. I'm going to break it down step by step. So now let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. You can see this is a graphical representation of what a trend. A trend sort of more make what a trend makes what higher low, higher high, and that's for an uptrend. Higher low what higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That's when you know what. That's when you know that what this market is what is trending what up. That's when you know this is an uptrend. That's basically how you know this is an uptrend. And for a downtrend, you see price making this lower high what and what lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. That's when you know that what this market is trending down, which means what we are in a downtrend. That's what we know. So if we are in an uptrend, for you to draw a valid trend line, you must have a minimum of what two peaks. I mean minimum of what two troughs rather. For an uptrend, you must have a minimum of two troughs, or you can call it two lows. A minimum of two lows collecting each other. So let me delete this. So now you can see what the market is making what higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher low. So what comes to your mind like that? Market is trending up. I'm sure you guys will have understand the higher low and higher high for pattern formation. If you don't know that, you can just go and check it out on the web, or you can stick around with my YouTube video. I might be uploading a detailed video of market structure really soon. So now you see market is making what higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. That's sure what market is drawing is what is an uptrend, and once we do what you're going to trend and you're going to join a trend and connecting what minimum of what two lows. You can see this is first low here, second low, they drag it out. And what this is a valid trend line. because it is what is connecting minimum of what two lows here. This is the first low or trough. This is the second one, second low trough there. This is the two you need before you draw what a perfect trend line. This is what we call a perfect trend line. Now for the downtrend formation, for you to know market is what is trending down, you must have a minimum of two lower highs or two highs or two peaks. You can call it any one you want. So for you to know market trending down, I just explained that before. We was have what you are going to have what lower low, then what lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, yeah, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower low. That's just going to show you that market is what trending down. When market is trending down, what are you going to be looking for? You're going to be looking for what minimum of what two highs or two peaks, anyone you can call it. Then you can see this is the first high, second high, then what you drag the trend line out. You can see it. This is the two you need before you draw a trend line. These two here. Minimum of two peaks or two highs. Two peaks or two highs. This is the two you need. So if that you're in a real market explanation, then you see these two here, then draw a trend line out. Then at this point here, that's when you be entering for a trade. This point here. This is the first entry, second entry. You can see how profitable it can be, third entry. So I'm going to be explaining more about the entries and how to use it as a strategy later on, but let's first understand the basic of trendline. Yeah. So now let's delete this. So now you already understand how to draw what perfect trend line. I'm going to go into the life example soon, but I want to first explain perfectly explain all these basic terms so you can understand. So whenever we are just drawing the trend line in the chart, you won't be thinking, oh, what is this drawing? So I want to explain the basic properly for you. So now let me explain the term of the outer trend line and what the inner trend line. Let's say this trend line that we draw here, this one that we draw here, this trend line here, this one that come up right up here. Let's say we draw it on what on the daily time frame. Then this is what we call the outer trend line. So in this outer trend line, this higher low, higher low, higher low. This is not basically how the market forms. This is just the textbook explanation of higher low. So in this higher low, they see other ones, they see other higher low. Now let me give you an example. Hold on. So in this trend that is going up, you can see this one is going up higher low. So at this point here, whereby the market make this higher high here, you see market make this what higher low, higher low. Then from this point, from this higher low to this higher high, there's also going to be a trend inside. Let me give you the real explanation. Let me give you. Market is also going to be forming like this. Hold on. Okay. Market is going to be forming like this. Can see. And basically, this is what market basically do. Then if you now see it again, right from this point, you see this one here, from this point here like this. Okay, maybe this one, maybe this side, you can see. This is how basically the market moves. You can see it. So this market making this high low inside this overall high low. This is now what we call the inner trend line. This one here is what we call the inner trend line. That's what we call the inner trend line. This trend line that is joined inside this outer trend line is what we call the inner trend line. I don't know if somebody understand what I'm trying to say. This trend line I draw inside, see this trend line I draw is inside this outer trend line that I draw. Understand what I'm trying to say? So now you see this one here. This is another trend line again inside that trend line. You can see it. This trend line I just draw is now what I'm going to be calling the inner trend line. You can see where I draw it. This is what we now call the inner trend line. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Let me go into the chart to explain that for you. Let me go inside the chart to explain that for you. Now let's go into the real life chart to explain that. Explain that for you. Now let's start from the monthly time frame because that's where I draw my trend line from. If I draw for the monthly time frame, like you're barely going to be drawing a lot of trend line up or something. Or trend line. I'm also going to be explaining the relevancy tests in a bit. Let me draw this, take this all out. So now, for you to draw a trend line, I see must have what obvious peak and what peak and trough. Now this is a monthly trend line. Now let me explain the relevancy test right now. Now you can see this is a trend line. There's a trend line right here. This is a peak. This is another peak, another peak. Then what? Drag it out. This is what the value trend line. You have a peak here, second peak. This is it here. Let me give you an example. This is the first peak. This is second peak. This is the third peak right here. Then it broke out here. So when it's breaking out here, is what it means what make the trend line what is no longer what relevant. So it is not needed on our chart. Relevancy test means when you draw a trend line, the trend line must be relevant to what is currently happening in the market. Like it's going to determine what's going to happen in the market sooner or later. This trend line being broken, price cannot come back here and start coming down again. So you understand what I'm saying? So it's no longer what's relevance. It's not relevant to the current chart. Right here, you see that there's also a trend line here. This first peak, second peak. You can see where I draw it out. But now it's not relevant to what the chart is what is currently doing here. It's not relevant. So what we don't need this. That's basically what relevancy test means. That's basically what relevancy test means. So for the one that is currently relevant, you can see it here. This is the current relevant trend line. You can see it. This is the first touch here. You need what minimum for what? What do I say? Minimum of what? Two touches. This is the first touch here. This is the first touch here. And this is the second touch here. This second touch. Then this was to make it over the value trend line. And again, it was relevant to what the current chart. You can see what the current chart is doing. Relevance what to the current chart. So this trend line I draw is now what we are going to call what the outer trend line. Like I said, this is what we are going to call the outer trend line. So time you draw this trend line, can you see another trend line? No, you can't see another trend line here again. Can't see another trend line. Then you move what to the weekly time frame right here. And after I move to the weekly time frame, you check okay, can we see any valid trend line here? Can we see any valid trend line? Yes, I can see a valid trend line. You can see first touch, second touch, third touch. Then what to drag it was go up. You guys can see it here, see it here. This is the first touch here. At this point here, first touch. This is what the second touch here. And this one supposed to touch, but it didn't touch it, then move to the upside. And what let's check our relevance here. Is it current relevant to what current market doing? Yes, it's relevant to what market doing because markets can come back here at any point here they want to what reverse to the upside. So now that we have drawn another trend line in the weekly time frame, can we see another trend line? No. Then this trend line that I draw here is what we call what the inner trend line for the monthly time frame. You can see this is another what inner trend line. See the overall trend line here that we draw here. Then we draw another what trend line inside of this overall trend line. This is now what we call what the inner trend line. And this is what we call what the outer trend line. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain now. See this outer trend line here. You move to the if you move to this, if you move to another time frame, you're still going to see another inner trend line again inside this trend line that was drawn on the weekly time frame. This trend line here, this one here, this trend line here, this one I draw here. You're still going to see another trend line inside of this one that I draw here. If you move towards the lower time frame. So the lower time frame you take your time frame to like the let's say you are on the monthly time frame. If you take it lower down to the weekly, you are going to see trend line inside the monthly trend line. From the weekly trend line, if you take the time frame to what to the daily time trend line to the daily time frame rather, you are going to see another trend line inside the weekly time frame. Then from the daily time frame, if you take the time frame lower to the 4 hour, you're still going to see another trend line inside the daily time frame. So that's how that's how market basically move. The lower the time frame, the lower the inner trend line you're going to be drawing, the more the inner trend line you draw rather. So now you see the weekly time frame, you're able to point out this trend line here. Now let's move lower. Let's move lower time frame. Maybe I won't be able to see any other trend line to draw. Let's go to daily time frame. Daily time frame, can we see any valid trend line here? Yes, I can see a trend line here from this bottom here. This is the first touch here. Drag it up. You can see it. Daily price did. You can see it from this bottom here. You can see it, and I see I can draw that trend line inside of this weekly trend line. So let me go back to the trend. Okay, don't let me go back. You see another one, draw another one right here again. See this one I draw here is I draw it inside of what the daily trend, the daily time frame. You can see the first touch here. This is first touch at this bottom here. First touch. See second touch, second touch. You can see third touch here again. See it. And these are obvious what? These are obvious low. You can see it. You can see it one, two, three times. See the way I draw a trend line. This is perfect trend line. Then you can also label it. You can label it here for the daily trend, the daily trend line. Then this one at the bottom here was what the weekly trend line. Weekly trend line. Click OK. You can see inside of the weekly trend line, you can see join that trend line inside of the weekly trend line. So now that I've drawn the daily trend line, if you move to the 4 hour, we'll check if you can see what another trend line to draw inside of that daily trend line again. These are all called the inner trend line. You can see it. So now this was the 4 hour time frame. Can we see trend line to draw here? Yes, you can see trend line from this bottom here. If you move the price up, you can see there was a trend line once here before. There was a trend line here before. You drag it up, you can see these are obvious what peak, first touch here, second touch here, third touch, broke, then go back again. But it's irrelevant to what the chart is currently doing. It's not relevant. As long as that's broken here, it is not relevant, it's not valid to the current what the current chart is doing. So what we do, you drag out a trend line to match out this trend line. You can see it, match it out. You can see match it out. And see you match it out. So what you have a valid trend line right here. You can see it first touch at this place, at this peak here, at this trough rather. Then second touch here, you can see it. And that third touch happen right here again. And that third touch happen right here. So this is a valid trend line for us because they have minimum of two touches. Then this is third touch again. So price might probably come back here again to retest them to the upside. So that is the trend line again. Then this one is what the forward trend line. Then we can label it as the forward trend line. So come here, click settings. They label it as well the forward trend line. Trend line. I click OK. So now that we do another trend line, forward trend line, then we'll go down to what to the 1 hour. To the what to the 1 hour. Then we'll check if we are going to be able to see a trend line to draw in the 1 hour time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour again to see if we can see any other trend line to draw. Now this is the 1 hour time frame. Now you can see there's a trend line to draw here. You can see if you have drawn a trend line here, you see it has the our criteria here. You can see first touch here, second touch. You must have a minimum of two touches, two peaks or two trough, two touches. You can see first touch here, second touch, you can see third touch. So it has passed what our first two touches rule. Then did it pass the rule of the relevancy test? No, it is not relevant to what the current chart is doing. They what drag it out to match the current the current price movement. You can see it's what it match with this current one. You can see it is valid. You can see the first touch here. You see first touch here once. The second touch here. You can see this is what is current. This one is currently valid. So the minimum of minimum of two touch. You can see we have to touch it here. Then for this market, we can be expecting price to come back here against the test and then we go to the upside. That is basically it. Then you can also move to the 15-minute time frame, but I don't advise you drawing channel on 15-minute time frame. If you are just a beginner, you must first master this, have experience with this before you move to minimum time frame like the 15 minutes and all. But for me, I draw my trend line basically from the monthly time frame to see what's going to currently happen. Then I go down to the 4 hour time frame. But my main trend, I draw my main trend line on the 4 hour time frame. The current trend that is happening on the 1 hour, then the my entry are taking on the 15-minute time frame. I already take my entry on 15-minute time frame. I used to look for chart patterns, maybe candlestick rejection, bullish and covering, low bottom and double top. They work perfectly on USD JPY because I trade USD JPY alone. I don't trade any other pair. I don't trade any other pair. I trade what USD JPY alone. Also, let me give you guys a trend line trading secret. Let me give you a tiny bit of secret. Like for those who have taken around up to this point. Now if you draw a trend line, if your trend line must have a minimum of what? A minimum of 3 touches before it break. Before you can see a trend line break, you must have touched the trend line what? 3 times. If it does not touch the trend line 3 times, there's a probability of what? It's coming to touch trend line. And I'm not saying that if you touch it 3 times, then the first one is going to definitely go to break. I didn't say that. But before any trend line can be broken, you must have a minimum of 3 touches. Let me write it down here. Before a trend line break, must have must have touched trend line 3 times before you can anticipate trend line break. So where is that? I think I just wrote that out. Where is it? What is this? Oh God. Check my network. So I just showed right now. So you have to touch the trend line 3 times before it can what can break. So now I hope you guys I didn't understand how to draw a perfect trend line. Let me use another. Let me try another currency pair. Let's use something like DXY. Yeah. So now, like we said, I'm going to do what? I'm going to go on what? I'm going to go on the monthly time frame. Then you watch map out your trend line on the monthly time frame. Make sure it's what it has minimum of what, two highs or lows, or it is what is relevant to the what to current chart. Now you can see this one here. This is a monthly time frame. You can see it. That's two touches. First touch is what is here, second touch here. Then third touch break, then it went up back. So we are going to be readjusting to the tip of this third touch. I know some people might be asking me, oh, I'm going to draw trend line. Can I draw trend line 2 weeks or two stuff? I'm going to be explaining that. Also, let me give you another secret. Anytime you're drawing trend line, make sure the first 2 points is going to touch. There should not be any obstruction. Make sure it's at the from week to week. I draw trend line from weeks to weeks. You can see from these two here, make sure that there's no obstruction between these first two touches. This one here and this one. Make sure there's no obstruction. Like you drawing like something like this now. Make sure it's not like this for the first two touches. It's not going to work. Make sure it's not like this. Make sure it's not like this at all at all. Make sure it's what from drawing from week to week. There should not be any obstruction through the trend line. Make sure the price is touching exactly on the trend line before you can what drag to the upside. That's what I'm trying to say. But now that it's broken and it went up, then you're going to watch. You adjust again. Make sure there's no obstruction between them at all at all. There's no obstruction. There's no obstruction between. Now let's go. Now I've drawn the monthly. Now let's go to the weekly and see if there's any trend line. Is there any trend line here in the weekly? No, I can't see a trend line here. Because a trend line here already is no longer relevant, it's no longer valid to the current chart. So I'm deleting it. There's no trend line here. If this here trend line the time frame, move to lower time frame. Lower time frame. Is there any trend line? Okay, yes, there's a downward trend line coming from up here. There's a downward trend line coming from, let's say, from here. You can see it broke out then. You can see it. That's first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, fifth touch. You can see that it broke out here. Currently broke out, but you can leave this one here because it's still very recent. And still leave it here with the current chart, but because price can still reject at this area here. So now that I've drawn the trend line, move towards 4 hour time frame to see if there's any valid trend line. Yeah, so I can see an upward trend line here. Okay, first touch, second touch, third touch, price broke. You can see it here. You can see this is first touch, second touch, third touch. You can see fourth touch, fifth, then what? It broke out, then boom, went to upside again. The way it's going up again, you're going to do what? You're going to readjust it. And see which readjust now. You have first touch here, second touch. And see where you adjust now. See where you adjust. I can see it now. Go to the 1 hour. This one for go to 1 hour. This one is no longer relevant for us again. Let's delete it. Let's go to the 1 hour. I send trend line here to draw in the 1 hour. See, I can see trend line here. You have first pick, second pick, third pick. So you can see there's a trend line here to draw in 1 hour. This is what the first touch, second touch, then the third touch happen here. So the third touch happen. So this is a valid trend line for us. Valid trend line for us. So that's just it on it. Let me go back to here the GPY. It's just very simple. Very simple. So for you to know if a trend line is valid or not valid, make sure that what the candlestick must not intersect it. If a candle intersects it, break, that means if a candle break below the trend line or above the trend line, then what? That means what the trend line was what is intersected, and that might signify a trend change. That might signify a trend change. And the perfect time frame, I focus more on the what on the 1 hour time frame and on the 4 hour time frame. On the 1 hour and what on the 4 hour time frame. So if a trend line breaks the trend line, if it can't break the trend line on the 1 hour time frame, I'm signifying what is signifying what a trend line break. Yes, and sometimes if a trend line break, it can be like a fake house, then what keep on going up. So you might be asking, oh, how do we know if a trend line is going to continue going? I'm going to explain that. So now you can see this 1 hour candlestick that broke the trend line, then you can see what trend line was reversed. Then before it want to start going up now. As it reversed, it created what the counter trend line here again. Counter trend line and trend line that was against the current trend. You can see there was a counter trend line. This is what we call what counter trend line. These are trend line that was against what the current trend. There are a lot of counter trend lines. I can see here now. See how there's a counter trend line here. Can see there's a lot of counter trend lines. See counter trend lines here. Some people just trade the breaks of this counter trend line. Some people just trade the breaks only. You can see counter trend line here. You can see it. There are counter trend lines everywhere. You can see here also. These are called counter trend lines. You know the trend here is uptrend. Any trend that is against the current trend, you can draw a trend that is against current trend. But mind you, don't trade based on the bounce of this counter trend line because they don't stick around too long. Price can easily break those trend lines. You can see the counter trend line. Trend that is against what the current trend. That's basically what counter trend line is. So here you see we are the 1 hour candlestick that broke it. And you see what the price was retested and bounced to the downside. So number one, focus on the candlestick that breaks the trend line. Is it down on the 1 hour and what or the 4 hour time frame? You understand what I'm saying? Either on the 1 hour or on the what on the 4 hour time frame. So if the candlestick break below, so also look at the length of the candlestick. You can see here this one breaks below the candlestick here, but the length was not much. You can see the length of this was a very small candlestick. This red one, see it was a very small candlestick. You can see it was a very small candlestick. This one right here, this is a very small candlestick. So also look at the length of the candlestick that breaks the trend line. Look at the length. Check if it's on the 1 hour or on the 4 hour. If a candlestick break on 15 minutes, don't for all the smaller time frame, don't focus more on it. Focus more what on the 1 hour break or what on the 4 hour break. And also if a trend line is broken, sometimes if a trend line is broken, does not mean what the trend is what is going to change. For me, how I determine that is that I use what we call counter trend line. I see right here before there's a trend here before. First touch what? Second touch, third touch. Then I look at what the counter trend lines, the break of counter. Let me give an example now. I see price broke this trend line, then what keep going to downside. For me to know if price is going to keep on going up or it's going to keep on going down, I might be looking out for the break of this counter trend line. If price breaks this counter trend line, that is what's showing me that what yes, price is going to what keep on going up. If price ever breaks the counter trend line, that is another trick I'm teaching you. Just look out for counter trend lines. So if price break the trend line, that does not mean that what the trend has what trend has changed. And just keep on going up. Can see the way I'm now looking for the break of counter trend line. And since can that break the counter trend line, show me that what this is an entry for what for a long. And I'm going for what for a long. Can see at this point here too. There's also a trend line here before. Yeah, there was a trend line here before. Can see there was a trend line here before. Can see it. First touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch, fifth. Then what? It broke out here. Then see I can mark out the counter trend line. See where it's keep. See where it broke out the counter trend line. Then would keep on going up. Then came back again before it now start going up. What? Going up. At this point, too, there was a trend line here. There was a trend line here. Cancel. There's a trend line here. I see this one. Time price broke out retest. Then it didn't break this counter trend line. See, it broke out here. I think this one was a new release or so. That's why it was consolidating at this point. Look for a better example. Looking for a better example. Okay, there's a trend line here. There's a trend line here. Okay, there's a trend line here. There's a trend line here. You see the bounce here, then it broke out here. The way it broke out here does not, it's not telling me that, okay, price has still not. When I what? If price keep on expecting, you see there's a counter trend line here. See the way price broke it, came back to retest the trend line, then what? Boom to the upside. So you can just look out for that. That's another method I'm teaching you. So now let's continue what we're trying to explain. Let's continue our explanation. Now, I've teach you how to know if a trend line is intersected or not, if it's valid or not. If you can